Hello YouTube, this is Omar here once again with another video. We are not doing a discontinued collection. I'm giving that a break. I decided to do a discussion. I don't know how many discussions I'm going to have, but I want to do a discussion on knife companies, my favorite knife companies. I wanted to get all you guys, I want to get all your thoughts. What do you think about the knife companies and what they have to offer? And how has it affected your knife collecting and what you think of knives? What do you think of these companies and how they're marketing? I just think it's kind of an interesting discussion. Someone was online, went on YouTube, and they talked about ZT. And how ZT, supposedly he's saying that ZT is kind of struggling. I don't know if you guys saw that video. I saw it. If you go on YouTube, you'll see my long explanation, which is why I decided to do this video in case you guys didn't feel like reading what I wrote. He was saying that ZT is a struggling company and that they don't have very many knives out there that are available that people would like to have, you know. And I don't think that ZT is necessarily a struggling company at all. Just a little background. You guys do know, or most of you knife people do know, that Kershaw and ZT are pretty much the same company. Kershaw handles all of the budget folders, and ZT handles all of the higher-end premium knives. Which brings me to my discussion. I'm going to move aside the Spyderco for a second there, just so I can get more into what I want to talk about. I'm going to leave a little space between these two. Okay? Let's talk about cost for knives first. This might give you a little insight as to why people are saying that ZT is kind of struggling. And keep in mind, folks, I am a knife person, but this is just my marketing opinion. And I do hope to hear from you guys on this, on my opinion. I could be wrong. You guys might think I'm kind of wacky. But I'll give you my explanation of what I think is going on with this company and what I think they could improve on. First of all, I love both companies. I'm crazy about both of them. Even though they are the same company, they're called Kai. Kai USA Ltd, Kai. And they represent Kershaw and ZT. So back to my discussion. I don't really care if I ramble on, but back to my discussion. Kershaw handles all the budget folders, okay, and ZT handles all the premium knives. We're going to talk about cost for a second here. Here's what's interesting about Kershaw and ZT. Now, I don't know if you guys notice this or realize. I'm sure you guys notice it. You realize it. Kershaw, I love. They're a fantastic knife company. They market themselves as the premier budget company that produces budget folders. Budget folders meaning they do not have any knives over 80 bucks. Kershaw. They don't sell any knives over $80. But they've got tons and tons of designs. Tons and tons of varieties of budget folders. And this is actually one of them that you're looking at right now. This is actually a bestseller at the moment. It's discontinued. I'm actually selling it on eBay in case any of you guys are interested. I'm selling it on eBay right now. This is the Kershaw Dividend, okay? There's something special about this particular dividend that you're not going to see on the regular dividend. The regular Kershaw dividend is 420 HC steel. This one is M390. This is why I'm mentioning this, okay? And the topic of the discussion. Kershaw released this knife, I believe, earlier or late last year. 2017, earlier this year. It's still somewhat running, but it's starting to disappear. This is a limited edition run knife. This knife is not 420 HC steel. This knife actually has M390 on it. And this is why I'm bringing this up. Kershaw mostly deals with Mauve 13 steel to keep their costs down. So by doing that, what Kershaw usually does is they release mostly all Mauve 13 steel, which is a good steel. It's a good budget steel, right? It's a good budget steel. And then they release a variety of different styles and shapes and blade shapes and what have you of knives. Tons and tons of variety of Mauve 13 steel. And none of the knives will cost you over $80. And you have to kind of wonder, why is that? I mean, if I'm a knife person, why can't I have a knife like this? This knife, by the way, this knife is, and when they sold it, it was selling for $71.99. Okay, so all of you Kershaw nuts out there like myself, we saw this knife was out there and everybody went out and had to have it. We had to have it. I gotta have this thing. I've never seen it before in a Kershaw knife. Which is true. You just don't see the stuff in Kershaw. They never put stuff out in super premium steel like this, M390. You kidding me? There's no way. It's all, I mean, they just don't do it. They just put everything out in Mauve 13, and you kind of have to ask yourself why. Why does Kershaw do this? They don't sell any knives over $80. And I'm not putting Kershaw down. They have some really fantastic designs. They got some amazing designs. I love all the designs. They just don't have the steels for heavy duty usage. Which kind of bothered me. I mean, I love Kershaw. I still love them. But I'm going to be honest with you. I haven't bought. This is the only Kershaw knife that I bought. Okay, I'm a knife guy, and this is the only Kershaw knife. This and the Link, which is also an M390. This is the only Kershaw knife that I bought. I'm just not into budget folders anymore. They don't do anything for me anymore. So this is what I think happens, okay? And this is my opinion. Again, you guys can comment after the video is over, okay? Kershaw puts out all the budget folders. They go budget folder crazy, okay? Design, shapes, and, you've seen the SHOT Show. It makes me laugh when Kershaw does a SHOT Show, because they've got like 17 budget folders out there, all wonderful, beautiful designs, over and over and over again. They're just fantastically gorgeous. But the steel turns you off, because you look at the steel, it's like, great, another cool looking Mauve 13 knife. Probably a design I'm never going to see in a higher end knife from Kershaw, right? So what happens? The knife going public gets hungry. There are no knives, but yet Kershaw keeps doing it. They keep putting out, overflowing with these budget folders with the fantastic designs, and they never put anything out above Mauve 13 steel. Never. I haven't seen it. I mean, I know there's probably a few other variety of steels. Very rarely. I think I've seen, they still put out the Kershaw Blur and the Kershaw Leak in Sandvik steel. But otherwise, you don't see any new releases being put out in Sandvik steel anymore. You just don't see it. They're going now. And what they've done lately, I've noticed in the last few years, instead of putting it out in Mauve 13 steel, they've got like 9CR Mauve 14 or something like that. They just changed the number on the steel. Who knows if it actually makes a difference? But they keep putting more designs out on it. So now that's the end of Kershaw. Well, not the end of Kershaw. I mean, that's the end of this portion of the interview of the video. Kershaw just puts out really awesome designs with limited steels. So let's put that aside for a second. Now ZT. Okay. Oh my God, ZT, one of my all-time favorite companies. I love ZT. I don't have anything bad to say about ZT, but guess what? ZT is missing. Okay, ZT puts out fantastic stuff, fantastic steel, great action. They're a premier knife company. Love all the stuff they do. I got no complaints. I mean, I own 3 ZT user knives myself. Use them on a daily basis. I think they put out great stuff, right? But guess what they're missing? They're missing the variety that Kershaw's got. And that's, I think, is what's going on with ZT and Kershaw, right? ZT's got the high-end steels, but they don't have the variety. They don't have enough knives for the knife hungry going public like myself. You know, they just don't have them. So what happens to people like me that love knives? You know, after a while, I see like the one or two really cool designs that ZT has. I might buy them, I might not buy them, and they're, you know, obviously they've got this, they've got the you know, they've got the looks, they've got the nice action. They are definitely worth the price. That's not the problem. There's no problem with Kershaw and quality. They got the quality down. What I'm missing on Kershaw is give me more knives with that stuff on it, with the steel. Let's have more knives. Meanwhile, Kershaw has too many knives, but I ain't got the steel. Where's the steel? You know, I love the Kershaw Flourish. It's a fantastic knife, but you don't put it out in M390. You don't put it out in Sandvik. You don't put it out in anything other than Mauve 13. You know, and I get that. That's fine. You want to be a budget folder company. Be the best budget folder company you can be. Fantastic. But here's the problem, okay? And this is just my own opinion. Here's the problem. You're hurting ZT by not putting out the variety. ZT doesn't have the variety, which is fine. Maybe the company is limited in cost. We have to take into account that ZT has only been around since 2012. But keep this in mind, and this is why I've collected the Kershaw discontinued stuff that I've got. Because they had the steels. They were putting stuff out in S30V, S60V, you name it. They had the steels. They had the variety at the time, even though it was very early in their, you know, during the heyday of Kershaw. These are the heyday Kershaw knives right here that we had back then. And they had the steels. They had the variety. ZT and Kershaw have now separated, okay, and we've got all the variety you could want in this over here with the Kershaw, but we don't have the steel, and we've got all the quality, we got all the looks, we got all the action, we've got all the good quality that you could possibly want from a premium knife, but we don't have enough variety to make people salivate. You gotta put something. Either they're going to have to start a third company, in my opinion. Either they're going to have to start a third company that sells knives with more different steels and have blades that are between Kershaw's like $40 brand knives, which are great. I'm not knocking them. They're great. And if you want to start out collecting knives, this is the place to go. You can actually afford to buy these knives and get the different knives that you'd like to get and learn all about the blades, the blade shapes, the different styles, the different deployment systems. You can do that in Kershaw if you want to start collecting. But here's what happens. You get tired of the Kershaws after a while. Well, I only got one kind of steel, Mauve 13. I may have one or two in Sandvik. And then you realize that you've been dried up. So now you got to move over here. So automatically you're going from possibly a $40 knife you're collecting, right? So now you're going to go to any knife that's like over 200 bucks. It doesn't make any sense. There's nothing in between. I would love to see what's going to have to happen is this. Either both these companies are literally going to have to meld together and become one company, okay? Meld together and become one company, or have Kershaw come up with a third line to fill the spot in here, the middle guys. Get some knives, okay, that are like above $80, but not quite 200. So what's going to happen is you're going to have a bunch of people that are going to be tired, and that's going to basically pump up the sales for ZT, okay? Or for Kai. How about we call him Kai? Kai USA. That's going to bump up the sales for Kai USA, right? I mean, I'm not a marketing guy. I'm not a marketing genius. I don't know what the cost is for creating a third company to fill the gap. But there's something missing in here for the knife going public. Myself, I'm no longer a budget guy. I'll buy one or two. I'll buy a budget folder if it's this, and it's an M390 steel. I could live with that. But you got to give me something in here. Got to give me something in here. Something in the middle that demonstrates, that you've got the variety of steels, you've got the good pricing, but you got to have a middle of the road brand in here with some different steels in there. I mean, it's fine if Kershaw wants to stay with Mauve 13. We have no problem with that. I can see that as an introductory, but to ask the knife buying public to go from introductory Kershaw knives, you're getting a fairly small market, because let's think about who buys these knives. If you want just a good knife, you really want a good, solid knife to use every day, and you don't really care whether or not you break it, you're not into collecting, fine, Kershaw will solve that, okay? But after a while, you get tired of these, and you're a user, you decided you want to collect, guess what's here? Nothing. There's nothing here. I don't have anything for over here. Oh, you want something a little better? Great. Why don't you go ahead and spend another $200? So we're going to go from like cheapo $39.99 to, like 71 bucks. That's what this knife is. 71 bucks to like 200 and above, and yet nothing in the middle. So let's put both these companies aside, okay? Keeping in mind that Kershaw started out in 1974, and then NZT started in 2012. Okay, so let's put these both aside. Now we're going to take a look at another company. Take a look at this, Spyderco. If you take a look at Spyderco, okay, they're a good knife company. They've got budget folders, folks, and they've got middle of the road knives, and they've got higher end knives. They've got something for everybody. This company's been around since 1978. And they got the variety. They did not separate their company. I don't know how they did it. I'm not a historian expert, but I do know for a fact that, they started out as a small company in 1978, and then they just slowly built up, but they didn't separate themselves as a knife company. I mean, and this is the problem with ZT and Kershaw. A lot of people want to buy American-made knives, right? They want to buy them. But if you don't have the steels and you don't have the variety that people want, guess where people are going to go for the middle-of-the-road knives? What happens? I'll tell you what happens. This is what happens, okay, to a knife person like myself. And there's nothing wrong with this. I mean, I think, that's what America's all about. Give everybody an opportunity. You get into Kaiser. Check this out. Now, this is not an American-made company, okay? This is a Chinese company. Okay, and they've got the quality on these knives are very good. They're excellent. I'm going to have to say they are excellent. A lot of people have said good things. This is actually the only Kaiser knife that I currently own at the moment. And it's just these guys' knives. Their knives now. These guys they actually don't have the steels either. This company actually breaks it up into two different. They market their knives into two different styles. They've got the Vanguard series, which releases VG10 steel, and they're good quality, excellent quality knives. And then they've also have their Premier series, which is all S35VN. Now here's the thing: this knife is 71 bucks. It's part of their Premier line, and it's S35VN. My question is, what happened to Kershaw? Why can't Kershaw do the same thing, right? I mean, 71 bucks, S35VN, good quality, good action. You got the quality, everything you want, right? 71 bucks. And meanwhile, Kershaw's sitting here pumping out Mauve 13 until everybody throws up. I mean, somebody has to explain that to me. Because what's happening here is, instead of the gap being filled by all these other companies like Kaiser, Riachi Knives, which I don't have a problem with that. I don't think anybody has a problem. That's not what this is about. This is about trying to understand what's going on with Kershaw and NZT and why they continue to not fill in that middle gap that Kaiser is able to fill in. Because for every knife that we as knife collectors don't buy from Kershaw, all of a sudden we're moving over to Kaiser. Because today I don't want to buy a $200 knife, an overknife that's over $200. This is $270, right? This is S35BN, folks. Okay, S35BN, $200 for this, or $270 for this knife when it was selling. It's over $200. Okay, but suppose I don't feel like I want to spend $270 on a knife. Is there any way I can get S35BN steel in good quality and good quality, excellent quality, excellent action, everything that I love to have in a knife, but not cost me over $200? The answer to your question is yes. Unfortunately, it's not an American company. It's Kaiser. I love Kaiser. I don't have anything wrong with Kaiser. I think they do fantastic steel. My question is, why can't Kershaw and ZT create an opportunity to blow these guys away? Okay, blow them away. Let's create a third line for all the people that want to buy American-made knives in the price range and the quality of $100, between $100 and $250. Where's that market, guys? Where are these people? Where are you? Where's Kershaw when it comes to this? Okay, make the knife-going public hungry. Okay, this video's ran long enough, and I've said everything I wanted to say about what's going on with Kershaw and ZT and why I think people think that ZT is a struggling company. I want to hear your thoughts on this. This is just my opinion. I could be wrong. Maybe you think I'm wacky. I don't know. I'm not, it makes no difference to me. I'm just saying, what I'm saying basically is that because Kershaw and ZT doesn't put out a middle-of-the-road line of knives, we're going somewhere else to make ourselves fulfilled. Because I've had my fill of Mauve 13. But I really don't want to buy like the 15 knives that ZT has. None of your styles make me happy. So I'm gonna have to go somewhere else to get what I want to make me happy. And that's right here. Kaiser or Riachi or some other company that has, that's got the styles. Or I'm gonna go to Spyderco, because if I want to pick up a knife in D2 steel, I can do that. Can I do that over here? ZT? No, I can't. Wait a minute. Can I do it in Kershaw? No, if I want to pick up a Kershaw D2 steel, I can't do that there either. All they have is Mauve 13. So anyway, this is Omar, the discontinued guy, the knife shark guy, just trying to create some sort of serious discussion. I didn't mean to ramble on and on, but please, I want to hear your opinions out there. Please click subscribe. This is a continuing discussion on ZT and Kershaw and what's going on. Like I said, I did not mean this to be a negative video. It's not. I love both these companies. What I'm screaming and yelling about, folks, is Kershaw and ZT, give me something more. Give me something in the middle, right here. Because we're hungry, we want the knives. I don't feel like I want to spend over $200 every day, and I've already spent my fill in the Mauve 13. So leave your comments and questions below. Again, like I said, I love these companies, man. They're never gonna. I own all the discontinued knives. Why would I say I hate them? I don't. I'm just saying that there's it's not necessarily a problem, but there's a gap that needs to be filled by Kai, okay, by Kai. And either they're going to have to create a middle company to satisfy this public who wants to buy the quality, but they don't want to pay this much for the knives, but they've had enough of paying this. And if we don't, and even though this is America, we welcome everyone in the world that gives us stuff. If the quality is there and the value is there, right? Americans go for this. Americans go for what's been proven. How about that? America goes for what's proven. Okay, but if we are not going to have a middle of the road, then the knife going public is going to go here, or they're going to go to Spyderco, which is where they've been going if they want a good midline American-made knife. This, by the way, is not a This is not a middle of the road knife, guys. This knife on eBay is going like $500 right now. The the Spyderco Swish Bowie. This knife is so up there. This was selling for $270. Now it's selling used. I've seen it online on eBay used, $500. That just makes me laugh. But anyway, and I love this. It's my favorite all-time knife by Spyderco. But anyway, yeah. What do you guys think? Do you think Kershaw should create some more knives with that middle-of-the-road pricing to fill in the gap for people that don't necessarily want to go someplace else? Because you hear people say all the time that they love ZT, they love Kershaw, they love Spyderco, and then you mention a Chinese company, and they're like, I don't know, man. I'm not sure if I want to go there or not, man. And if they just want to do, what happens is they wind up buying. Well, I only go for made in America knives. That's all I do. I just want to buy made in America. That's great. That's fine. I had that attitude too until I bought this, and then I found out that my opinion on knives changed. It went from being I only buy knives in the USA to if the materials and the quality are there and the value is there, that's all that matters to me. So, I'm an American. We're all American. We want to buy what's good. But if other companies are going to fill in the gap that Kershaw and ZT is missing, and that's great. I think that's fine. I don't see anything wrong with that. Give everybody the opportunity, right? That's what America's all about. It's about opportunity. But if ZT and Kershaw want to survive, I guess that's what I'm really trying to say, is that if ZT and Kershaw want to survive and continue to be a company that Spyderco is going to be afraid of, I guess we want to call it being afraid. I don't think they are. I doubt they're afraid. They're going to have to fill in that middle-of-the-road gap. So, I didn't mean to go ramble. Apparently, I went crazy. But, yeah, let's, I want to hear your thoughts on this, on what you guys think. Do you guys think that ZT is a struggling company and they're going down? Or do you think it's just a matter of offering more stuff between the Mob 13 overload and I don't really feel like I want to spend way over $200 for a knife. There's nothing here. There's nothing in this spot to make me happy as a knife buyer. Your thoughts and opinions are welcome. Again, I'm sorry to ramble on. But, when you have these discussions, this is what happens is, you have your own thoughts and, you want to get them out. But, yeah, that's what I think is wrong. We need to have a middle of the road for Kershaw. What I think they should do is just call themselves Kai, create a middle of the road company. That way you've got budget, middle of the road, and super premium stuff. And then eventually all these knives will meld together and there'll be something for everybody. Because you got to fill in the cutoff part here because you're forcing people to overload themselves on Mob 13. And I did this. I did it, and I'm not sorry I did it. And then you're forcing people to move over to ZT with their over $270 knives. Got to have something in the middle because not everybody's a collector. And I think that's what's going on with Kershaw is they're reaching the collectors and only the collectors. What about the guy that's not a collector? What if he just wants a really good knife? There's nothing for him. Where's he going to go? Spyderco. Kaiser. Kaiser will take care of me. Nothing wrong with that, folks, if that's the way the world works. If you don't give me what I want, I'm going to go someplace else to get it. So, and that's the American way, isn't it? We love that. We love that in America. Everybody gets a chance. And it's not necessarily a shortcoming of Kershaw. Not by any means. They put out fantastic quality in both the budget line and the premier line. They just don't put any budget. They just don't put anything out for the middle guy. Okay, this has gone on long enough. It's way over. I don't think anybody's even going to watch this video anymore. But your thoughts, your discussions, whatever you think, let me know. Feel free to yell at me or call me a moron. Just don't call me a communist. Whatever. We're all knife people here. Like I said, Kershaw, ZT, excellent companies. Love them both. Just give me something in the middle. That's all. Omar here, over and out. Really long-winded knife discussion. I do apologize. Definitely knife beater. Once again, thank you for helping me out and getting me going on my YouTube videos. I do appreciate that, and I'd love to hear your thoughts, all your thoughts. Whoever wants to click the subscribe button down there, I'm sure I'll be coming up with more discussions on knives. I hope to be regular. I hope I didn't offend anybody by saying what I said. It's just, we're knife people. Omar here, the knife shark, over and out. Happy knife hunting. Until next time, I'll come back with another Kershaw discontinued knife. Have a good day.